How to change your energy and attract good things. Buddhist wisdom. Energy is not merely a mystical concept, it is the essence that shapes your experience of reality. Every thought you have, every emotion you hold, and every action you take sends a vibration into the universe, creating a frequency that either attracts harmony or chaos. Buddhism teaches that life is not something happening to you, but through you. Your inner state, your energy, determines what you attract, how you perceive the world, and how the universe responds to your presence. Changing your energy means changing the very lens through which you see existence. It's about shifting from resistance to acceptance, from fear to trust, from chaos to calmness. The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This teaching reminds us that transformation begins not from external change, but from inner awareness. The world you live in is a reflection of your inner world. When you carry anger, jealousy, or impatience, life reflects those vibrations back. But when you cultivate calmness, compassion, and equanimity, the same world begins to mirror peace and abundance. To change your energy and attract good things, you must master the art of inner balance. This is not about forcing positivity or denying pain. It's about cultivating awareness and aligning your heart with the flow of the universe. In Buddhism, the key to this transformation lies in mindfulness, the ability to see clearly what arises within you without judgment, to accept impermanence, and to act from compassion rather than ego. This journey is not theoretical. It is practical and deeply personal. It is about the way you breathe, the way you walk, the way you respond to difficulties. By transforming your energy, you transform the quality of every experience that unfolds before you. Let's explore how Buddhist wisdom teaches you to change your energy and invite good things into your life, not through luck or external power, but through the peaceful mastery of your inner world. Awareness, the beginning of energy. Transformation. Before you can change your energy, you must first see it clearly. Awareness is the foundation of all transformation. In Buddhist philosophy, ignorance, avidya, is the root of suffering because it keeps us unaware of the true nature of our mind. Most people live unconsciously, reacting to emotions, desires, and fears without recognizing that they are creating waves of energy that echo back into their lives. The first step, therefore, is to awaken, to observe the patterns that control you, the thoughts that arise automatically, the emotions that dominate your day. When you notice that you're angry, anxious, or jealous, you must not suppress it. You must see it. In that moment of seeing, a small light of awareness begins to transform darkness into understanding. Buddhism teaches that energy is shaped by the mind. Your thoughts and emotions carry vibrations that affect not only your mood, but the environment around you. If your mind is full of conflict, the energy you emit is turbulent, attracting more chaos. But when your mind becomes still, like a calm lake reflecting the sky, your energy becomes magnetic to peace, love, and opportunity. The practice of mindfulness is the training ground for this transformation. When you meditate, you are not trying to silence the mind, but to understand it. You are learning to witness every thought as a passing cloud, every emotion as a visitor. The more you watch without attachment, the more distance you create between your true self, the awareness, and the energies that arise. That space is where change begins. Imagine your energy as a garden. If you never look closely, weeds of fear, anger, and doubt grow wild. But when awareness shines upon them, you begin to pull them out, one by one, allowing new seeds of peace and clarity to bloom. This awareness extends beyond meditation. It flows into daily life, the way you speak, listen, eat, and walk. When you do everything with presence, your energy harmonizes with the moment. You stop resisting life, and the universe stops resisting you. A calm and aware person emits a silent frequency that others feel. Without saying a word, your peace becomes a message. People feel safe, inspired, and drawn to your presence because your energy speaks louder than your voice. So begin with awareness. Observe yourself throughout the day. Notice when your energy drops, when negativity arises, when impatience takes over. Breathe. Return to the present. Do not fight the emotion. Illuminate it. Because whatever you can see, you can transform. When awareness becomes your constant companion, your energy naturally begins to shift. Life starts responding differently. Challenges lose their power to drain you, and you start attracting situations that match your inner calm. This is how change begins, not by trying to control life, but by awakening within it. If this message resonates with you, remember to subscribe to the channel and continue this journey toward inner peace and conscious living. The power of inner peace, how calm energy attracts harmony. Inner peace is not a luxury, nor is it a reward for those who live easy lives. It is a discipline, a spiritual art that must be cultivated in the heart of every storm. Buddhism teaches that peace is not the absence of problems, but the presence of wisdom. When your energy becomes calm, your perception transforms, and so does the reality that surrounds you. The world is no longer a battlefield, but a reflection of your inner balance. The chaotic external world loses its ability to disturb your core because within you, a silent temple has been built, the temple of stillness. When you are calm, your energy ceases to scatter. Every human being carries an invisible field of energy, and that field vibrates according to the quality of the thoughts and emotions that dominate it. A restless mind radiates fragmented vibrations, and the world responds with confusion, missed opportunities, and constant obstacles. But when your mind rests in serenity, your energy becomes whole, coherent, and luminous. That vibration in turn draws harmony, meaningful coincidences, and the quiet arrival of good things that seem to appear effortlessly. The Buddha explained that everything in existence arises from the mind. The universe mirrors your mental state like a perfectly polished mirror. When you carry anger, you see enemies everywhere. When you live in fear, the world seems dangerous. But when your heart is calm, compassion and trust fill your vision, and life starts to offer gentle reflections of that peace. Inner peace changes not only how you feel, but also how the universe interacts with you. It is the magnet that draws experiences resonating with serenity. People often misunderstand calmness as passivity, but the peace spoken of in Buddhism is not about inaction or emotional numbness. It is an alert peace, an awakened stillness. It's the kind of peace that allows you to act with precision, to speak with kindness, and to respond to life rather than react blindly. The energy of peace gives birth to clarity, and clarity opens the door to right action. When you act from that calm energy, your life stops being a chain of chaotic reactions and becomes a conscious dance with the flow of existence. The practice of meditation reveals this truth profoundly. When you sit in silence and allow thoughts to pass without clinging, something subtle happens. You begin to witness the restlessness of the mind, the constant noise, the repetition, the endless narratives. You see how easily you get lost in the stories that arise. But as you continue observing without judgment, the noise gradually softens, and in that quietness, you encounter a state that is not created, it is remembered. It is the natural stillness of your being, the eternal background of peace that was always there before the waves of thought began to move. From this inner silence, energy flows differently. It no longer leaks through fear or desire. Instead, it becomes centered, radiant, powerful. This energy attracts not because it manipulates, but because it resonates. Like frequencies aligning, calmness draws to itself people, opportunities, and experiences vibrating in similar harmony. You will notice that those who used to disturb your peace start drifting away, and new souls enter your path carrying gentleness and wisdom. Life reorganizes itself around your vibration as if the entire universe conspires to match your serenity. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha says, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." Many people spend their lives chasing happiness outside, in possessions, in relationships, in success, only to discover that everything external is impermanent. The energy of attachment always carries anxiety because you are constantly trying to hold on to something that cannot last. True peace arises only when you release that grip and return to the present moment, accepting things as they are. This acceptance does not mean resignation. It means seeing clearly that everything flows according to its own rhythm, and that resistance only deepens suffering. When you live in peace, your nervous system relaxes, your body heals, and your mind becomes sharp. But beyond biology, something much deeper occurs. Your vibration aligns with the universal energy of life itself. You stop swimming against the current and start floating with it. This is the secret of effortless attraction. When your energy aligns with harmony, life feels as though it begins to work for you. The right people appear at the right time, the right doors open, and even challenges seem to teach rather than punish. Calmness is also the most powerful form of strength. In the modern world, agitation is mistaken for productivity and noise for progress. Yet if you observe deeply, the most impactful actions come from minds that are calm. The ocean seems peaceful from the surface, but beneath it holds unimaginable power. The same applies to human energy. The more centered and still you are, the more potent your vibration becomes. This kind of energy doesn't need to shout or force. It influences quietly, naturally, like the fragrance of a flower carried effortlessly by the wind. To cultivate this energy, you must learn to detach from outcomes. The desire for control is the greatest thief of peace. When you expect things to happen in a certain way, you unconsciously resist the natural unfolding of life. Every expectation becomes a seed of frustration. But when you release the need to control and surrender to the rhythm of existence, your energy expands. Detachment is not indifference. It's the wisdom of trusting that the universe knows how to balance what is right for you. There is an ancient Buddhist practice called upekkha, often translated as equanimity. It is the art of maintaining balance in the face of life's dualities, success and failure, praise and blame, joy and sorrow. When you master this inner equilibrium, external circumstances lose the power to shake your energy. You stop oscillating between extremes, and that stable vibration becomes the foundation of spiritual magnetism. The calm mind no longer sends conflicting signals to the universe. Instead, it radiates consistency, and the universe responds with matching clarity. Consider how you feel when you enter a space filled with tension. You can sense it even without words. That's because energy communicates silently. Now imagine walking into a room where someone carries deep peace. Their presence feels like a breath of fresh air. This is not imagination, it is resonance. Calm energy harmonizes chaotic environments, and the more you cultivate it, the more you transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Every act of peace is an act of creation. When you forgive instead of retaliate, when you breathe instead of argue, when you smile instead of complain, you shift the collective energy around you. This is how the Buddha's teaching transcends personal benefit, because the peace within one person can awaken peace in another. The vibration you hold becomes your silent teaching to the world. But this does not happen overnight. Calmness is a discipline, like watering a plant every day. You must sit in silence even when you don't feel like it. You must breathe deeply when anger rises. You must pause when fear whispers. Slowly, through consistent practice, your energy becomes like a deep well, unshaken by passing winds. And one day, without realizing, you will notice that life feels lighter. Problems still come, but they no longer pierce you. The same challenges appear, but your response changes, and that changes everything. A calm person does not chase good things. Good things are naturally drawn to calmness. This is because peace is the highest vibration of receptivity. When your mind is restless, you block flow. When it's quiet, you become open to receive. Think of the difference between turbulent water and still water. You can see your reflection only in stillness. In the same way, the blessings of life become visible only when your energy settles into peace. The secret is not to seek peace as a temporary refuge, but to live from it. To make peace the baseline of your energy. When you do, everything aligns effortlessly, not because the world changes, but because your perception no longer creates friction. You begin to understand that life has always been guiding you, that every obstacle was simply a test of your calmness, every storm an opportunity to deepen your stillness. Changing your energy to attract good things, therefore, is not about learning new external skills. It is about unlearning resistance, letting go of mental clutter, and returning to your natural state of serenity. This serenity does not mean inaction, rather it means acting from the wisdom of peace rather than the impulse of fear. In the end, inner peace becomes the invisible language through which you communicate with the universe. Every calm breath says, "I trust." Every silent moment says, "I am aligned." And the universe, in response, whispers back, "Here is the harmony you seek." Remember that cultivating peace is not an escape from life. It is the deepest engagement with it. Only a peaceful mind can fully experience beauty, love, and gratitude. Only a calm heart can recognize the blessings that have always been around you. When your energy vibrates in peace, your path becomes illuminated, not by struggle, but by synchronicity. Life starts flowing in ways you never imagined. You stop chasing and start allowing. You stop surviving and start living. And in that state, everything good, everything meant for you, finds its way into your hands naturally. If this reflection has spoken to your heart, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Continue walking this path of awareness and peace, because the more you cultivate calm energy within, the more blessings you invite into your world. Detachment, the secret to shifting energy and allowing flow. In the journey of transforming energy, one of the most profound and liberating truths that Buddhism offers is the art of detachment. Detachment is often misunderstood as indifference or coldness, but it is, in reality, the highest form of love and wisdom. It is the ability to remain fully engaged with life without becoming enslaved by it. Detachment means to participate in the world with a free heart, to love without clinging, to work without obsession, to give without expectation, and to experience without fear of loss. When you master this subtle art, your energy ceases to be bound by the turbulence of external events, and you begin to flow with the rhythm of the universe rather than against it. Everything in life is impermanent. This is one of the core teachings of the Buddha. Every relationship, every success, every emotion, even your own body, all are temporary expressions within the ever-changing fabric of existence. Yet most human suffering arises from the refusal to accept this impermanence. We cling to things, people, and situations, trying to make them last forever. This clinging creates friction, an energy of resistance that manifests as anxiety, fear, or sorrow. The more you hold on, the more you feel drained, because you are fighting against the natural current of life, which is always moving, always transforming. When you begin to embrace impermanence, not as a curse, but as a truth, your energy starts to relax. You no longer demand that life obey your desires. You begin to understand that everything that comes is a gift, and everything that goes has fulfilled its purpose. Detachment opens the door to acceptance, and acceptance allows energy to flow freely. It is this flow, not force, that attracts good things effortlessly. Imagine trying to hold water tightly in your hands. The harder you grasp, the faster it slips away. But if you let your palms open gently, the water stays. That is the nature of energy. When you cling, you repel. When you relax, you receive. The universe is always responding to your state of being, not to your wishes. When you act from desperation or neediness, your energy sends out signals of lack, and you attract more situations that confirm that lack. But when you rest in detachment, your energy becomes abundant, confident, and magnetic. Detachment does not mean giving up your dreams or desires. It means releasing the emotional dependence on their outcomes. You still plant seeds, you still act, you still care, but you do so from a place of trust rather than fear. You know that the results will unfold exactly as they should. When you detach from the need to control, you give the universe room to move. You stop interfering with divine timing, and things begin to fall into place naturally. In Buddhism, this principle is called non-attachment, anupadana. The Buddha taught that attachment is the root of suffering because it ties your energy to something unstable. But non-attachment liberates your mind. It doesn't mean you stop loving. It means your love becomes purer, free from possessiveness. You no longer love because you need, you love because you are love itself. And when you vibrate in that unconditional energy, the universe mirrors it back through experiences of grace, abundance, and synchronicity. Think about how many times you have tried to force something to happen, a relationship, an opportunity, a dream, and felt it slipping further away. The more you chased it, the more it eluded you. But when you finally let go, when you stopped worrying and moved on, suddenly things began to unfold effortlessly. That is not coincidence. That is energy alignment. The moment you released resistance, you created space for flow. Detachment is that space. Buddhist monks often illustrate this with the metaphor of the open hand. To live with attachment is to live with a closed fist, tense, rigid, always trying to grab, to keep, to control. But to live with detachment is to live with an open hand, receptive, trusting, and free. When your energy is open, you become like the sky, vast enough to contain both the storms and the sunshine without resistance. Detachment also transforms the way you handle pain. When you are attached, suffering feels personal. You identify with it. I am hurt, I am betrayed, I am broken. But when you cultivate detachment, you begin to see pain as an event, something that arises and passes, something that belongs to the play of life, not to your essence. You observe the emotion without drowning in it, and by doing so, you dissolve its power. This is the heart of Buddhist mindfulness, not to escape pain, but to see it so clearly that it loses its grip on you. When your energy is detached, you move through the world with grace. You stop overreacting to circumstances. You don't rush to fix or manipulate outcomes. Instead, you act with awareness, and then you release the result. This kind of living creates harmony between your inner and outer worlds. Your energy becomes balanced. You neither cling nor reject. You neither chase nor flee. You simply allow life to unfold, confident that whatever happens is part of your spiritual evolution. Detachment also amplifies gratitude. When you are not attached, you cherish every moment because you know it's temporary. You savor the sunrise because you don't assume there will be another. You love people deeply because you understand their presence is a gift, not a guarantee. You find joy in small things because you are no longer distracted by the illusion of permanence. Gratitude elevates your energy instantly, and from that elevation, abundance flows naturally. The paradox of detachment is that the moment you stop clinging to things, they begin to come to you more easily. This is because your energy is no longer tangled in fear or desire. Fear says, "What if I lose this?" Desire says, "I need this to be happy." Both create resistance. But when you stand in the middle, in calm detachment, you emit the vibration of wholeness. The universe responds to that wholeness by bringing more of it into your life. In the modern world, attachment disguises itself in subtle ways. It can appear as ambition, as love, as responsibility, but you can recognize it by the tension it creates. Whenever you feel anxious, impatient, or obsessive about something, attachment is at work. It is the voice that says, "If this doesn't happen, I won't be okay." Detachment replaces that voice with faith. It whispers, "Whatever happens, I will remain at peace." And that peace is what draws good things into your orbit. There is also a deeper spiritual aspect to detachment. When you detach, you are not only freeing yourself from outer dependence, but also from the illusion of the self that clings. The ego thrives on attachment. It says, "This is mine, that is yours, I am this, I want that." But the more you observe life with detachment, the more you realize that everything is interconnected. The line between mine and yours begins to dissolve. You start to sense that you are not a separate being moving through the world, but a wave in an ocean of consciousness. When you reach that awareness, your energy becomes one with the energy of the universe, and from that union, miracles unfold naturally. Buddhism teaches that suffering ends not when we have everything we desire, but when we no longer need to cling to anything. This doesn't make life dull, it makes it radiant. When you are no longer obsessed with outcomes, you can fully experience the moment as it is. The taste of food becomes richer, the sound of rain more soothing, the presence of others more precious. Detachment sharpens your perception because your mind is no longer clouded by expectations. Another important aspect of detachment is the understanding of karma. Your energy today creates your experiences tomorrow. When your actions are driven by fear, greed, or control, you plant seeds of turmoil. But when your actions arise from detachment, from a state of inner peace and compassion, you plant seeds of harmony. You stop creating negative karmic loops, and your energy becomes lighter. As a result, good things begin to flow toward you, not as rewards, but as reflections of your purified vibration. One of the ways to cultivate detachment is through meditation on impermanence. Sit quietly and reflect on the truth that everything you love, everything you possess, even your thoughts, will eventually change. This is not meant to cause sadness, but liberation. When you accept change as the nature of reality, you stop fighting against it. You begin to flow. You stop trying to freeze life into permanence, and in doing so, your energy merges with the eternal movement of the universe. Another way is to practice generosity. Every time you give something, time, love, attention, or material things, you loosen the grip of attachment. You remind your subconscious that abundance flows through you, not from you. The act of giving keeps your energy open. The Buddha said that generosity is the first step toward enlightenment because it breaks the illusion of possession. Detachment also transforms relationships. When you stop trying to control or possess others, love becomes unconditional. You love not because the other fulfills your needs, but because loving is your natural state. This kind of love is magnetic. It nourishes rather than drains. It allows people to feel free around you, and that freedom deepens connection. In such relationships, energy flows without blockages, creating harmony and joy. When your energy is detached, you also stop taking things personally. You realize that other people's behavior is a reflection of their own energy, not a commentary on your worth. This understanding protects your peace. You no longer absorb negativity or get entangled in drama. Your detachment becomes your shield, not a wall that separates, but a boundary of serenity that preserves your vibration. Over time, living in detachment leads to a remarkable shift in how you experience life. You begin to feel a sense of trust that transcends logic. You know that whatever leaves your life was never meant to stay, and whatever stays is serving your growth. This trust dissolves fear, and without fear, your energy becomes a beacon for everything positive. Opportunities start arriving unexpectedly. People show up to help you. Synchronicities guide your path. What once seemed random begins to reveal an underlying intelligence, the compassionate design of the universe responding to your calm vibration. When you live detached, you no longer need to chase happiness because you have found it within. You no longer fear loss because you understand that nothing real can ever be lost. Only forms change. What is essential, love, awareness, consciousness, is eternal. That realization radiates through your energy field, and others feel it as peace, wisdom, and quiet confidence. Ultimately, detachment is not an escape from life, but a deeper immersion in it. It is the realization that you are both the observer and the participant, that you can engage fully while remaining free. The world continues to move, joy and sorrow, gain and loss. But within you, the stillness remains unshaken. This is true freedom, and from that freedom, everything good flows. When you reach this state, your energy becomes a reflection of the universe itself, vast, open, and at peace. You no longer attract things through desire, but through alignment. You no longer seek approval because you are rooted in self-awareness. You no longer fear change because you have become one with the rhythm of change. Detachment does not make you less human. It makes you more alive. It frees your spirit to dance with the present moment. It allows love to breathe, abundance to circulate, and joy to arise naturally. The Buddha taught that a detached heart is an awakened heart, one that moves through the world without creating suffering. One that blesses everything it touches simply by being. So let go. Trust the flow. Surrender your need to control the details of existence and open yourself to the wisdom that life has always been carrying you exactly where you need to be. When you live this way, good things no longer need to be chased. They arrive quietly, carried by the current of peace that you have become. If this teaching resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and continue this journey towards spiritual clarity and inner freedom. The more you let go, the more life will reveal its beauty, because the art of detachment is the art of truly living. Gratitude and compassion, the energies that open every door. There is a force more powerful than luck, more transformative than effort, and more magnetic than desire. That force is gratitude. In Buddhist wisdom, gratitude is not a mere emotion. It is a spiritual vibration that connects you with the rhythm of the universe. Gratitude transforms the way you see everything. When you live in gratitude, even ordinary moments shimmer with beauty. You stop waiting for extraordinary things to feel happy because you realize that life itself is extraordinary. Gratitude does not deny pain or difficulty. It redefines them. It allows you to see meaning even in hardship and blessings hidden inside challenges. Every moment you choose gratitude, your energy expands. You move from scarcity to abundance, from complaint to appreciation, from resistance to acceptance. This shift changes the frequency of your entire being. The universe is like an echo chamber. It reflects back the energy you send. When you radiate gratitude, you attract experiences that give you more reasons to be grateful. It is not magic, it is resonance. Like attracts like. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude is closely tied to mindfulness. When you are fully present, you become aware of the countless gifts that surround you, the breath sustaining you, the sunlight warming your skin, the eyes that let you see the world, the people who have touched your life. The problem is not the lack of blessings, but the lack of awareness. The mind, when untrained, constantly focuses on what is missing. It compares, it complains, it chases. But mindfulness brings you back to the now, where abundance always exists. The present moment, when truly seen, is always enough. When gratitude becomes your habitual energy, your perspective towards suffering changes too. You begin to see that even painful experiences carry seeds of awakening. The Buddha taught that suffering, when understood, becomes the doorway to liberation. Gratitude allows you to walk through that doorway instead of fighting it. When you thank life even for the lessons that hurt, you dissolve the energy of victimhood. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "What can I learn?" That simple shift turns pain into power. Gratitude also transforms relationships. When you focus on what others bring into your life instead of what they lack, love deepens. Every act of kindness becomes precious. Every gesture of care becomes sacred. Gratitude removes the filters of judgment and allows compassion to flow freely. Compassion is the natural extension of gratitude. When you are truly thankful for life, you naturally wish to ease the suffering of others. You no longer see people as obstacles or competitors, but as fellow travelers sharing the same fragile journey. In Buddhism, Compassion, karuna, and gratitude are two wings of the same bird. Gratitude opens the heart inward, and compassion opens it outward. To be grateful is to recognize how much you have received. To be compassionate is to give in return. This exchange of giving and receiving keeps energy in motion. When you hoard blessings, energy stagnates. But when you express gratitude and share from that space, energy circulates like a flowing river, and the universe continues to replenish it. Practicing gratitude does not require grand gestures. It begins with awareness, noticing small joys, acknowledging simple gifts. When you wake up, instead of diving into worry, take one conscious breath and whisper, "Thank you." That moment of recognition changes your energy for the day. It sets your vibration to receptivity. Gratitude opens doors, not because it manipulates the universe, but because it removes the inner walls that block flow. Gratitude also dissolves envy. In the modern world, comparison is one of the greatest thieves of peace. People constantly measure their worth by what others have or achieve. But when you cultivate gratitude, comparison fades because your attention shifts from lack to fullness. You realize that happiness is not about having what others have, it's about appreciating what you have. When you stop comparing, your energy becomes grounded in contentment, and contentment attracts stability. Buddhist monks practice this daily through metta bhavana, the meditation of loving kindness. In this meditation, they first generate feelings of goodwill toward themselves, then extend those feelings outward to loved ones, strangers, and even those who have caused harm. The energy of compassion dissolves resentment. It purifies the heart, making it impossible to hold on to hatred or bitterness. When compassion fills your energy field, it becomes a shield that nothing negative can penetrate. You can test this truth in your own life. When you hold anger, everything feels heavy. Your thoughts spiral, your body tenses, and your surroundings feel oppressive. But when you forgive and send compassion, something shifts immediately. The heaviness lifts, the air feels lighter, and you feel connected again. That is energy transformation. Forgiveness is not for others. It is an act of liberation for yourself. By letting go of resentment, you stop poisoning your own vibration. Compassion also teaches you to see the pain behind people's actions. Instead of reacting with judgment, you begin to respond with understanding. You realize that everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. This awareness softens you. You become less reactive, more patient. And this patience becomes a form of strength. It protects your peace while elevating your vibration. The Dalai Lama once said, "If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion." This is one of the simplest and deepest truths of Buddhist wisdom. Compassion is not pity, it is empathy in action. It is the understanding that harming another is ultimately harming oneself, because we are all connected. When your energy vibrates with compassion, you become a channel through which healing flows. People feel safe around you because your presence carries acceptance instead of judgment. But true compassion begins with yourself. Many people try to give love to others while neglecting their own hearts. They mistake self-sacrifice for kindness, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same understanding you would offer a friend. It means forgiving yourself for your mistakes, speaking gently to yourself, and recognizing your own worth. When you love yourself in this way, your energy radiates self-respect, and others mirror it back. Self-compassion also frees you from guilt and perfectionism. Buddhism teaches the middle way, the path between extremes. When you are too harsh with yourself, your energy contracts. When you are indulgent, your energy becomes dull. Compassion finds the balance. It corrects without condemning. It guides without punishing. When you cultivate this internal gentleness, you stop resisting who you are and begin to evolve naturally. The practice of gratitude and compassion also rewires your subconscious. Most people are conditioned to focus on problems. The brain, designed for survival, constantly looks for threats. But gratitude trains the mind to see blessings instead of dangers. Over time, this changes not only your mood but your destiny. The more you focus on what is good, the more your actions, words, and energy align with goodness. Compassion, too, changes the frequency of your thoughts. Anger, fear, and resentment vibrate at low frequencies, while compassion resonates at a higher, more harmonious vibration. When you consistently hold compassion, you become like a tuning fork that brings everything around you into alignment. People are drawn to your energy, opportunities flow toward you, and life feels lighter. It's important to remember that gratitude and compassion are not emotions that you wait to feel. They are choices you make. You can practice gratitude even on dark days. You can choose compassion even when others don't deserve it. These choices are acts of spiritual maturity. They prove that you are no longer controlled by external circumstances, but guided by inner wisdom. When you live in this vibration, the law of attraction becomes a natural consequence, not a forced technique. You stop trying to manifest from the ego and start attracting from the heart. The universe aligns with heart energy because the heart operates in harmony with universal intelligence. The mind may desire things for personal gain, but the heart desires what serves the greater good. And when your intentions are aligned with that goodness, every door opens effortlessly. The Buddha's teachings on compassion reveal a profound secret. Your happiness and the happiness of others are inseparable. When you wish well for others, you multiply the energy of joy within yourself. This is why those who give selflessly often seem to receive more. Their energy circulates freely, and the universe mirrors that generosity back to them. When gratitude and compassion become your daily practice, you begin to see beauty everywhere, even in imperfection. You stop labeling experiences as good or bad. Instead, you see them as part of a sacred unfolding. You begin to live from trust instead of fear, from abundance instead of scarcity. This is the vibration that attracts miracles, because miracles are simply the natural outcome of harmony between the heart and the universe. Gratitude also teaches humility. It reminds you that you are not the center of the universe, but a part of its infinite web. Every breath you take is connected to countless unseen causes: the trees that give oxygen, the sun that nourishes them, the earth that holds them. When you realize how interdependent everything is, arrogance dissolves. You start to move through life with reverence. That reverence is the highest vibration of gratitude. It is the recognition that everything is sacred. Compassion strengthens this awareness by expanding your sense of self beyond your personal boundaries. You start to see yourself in everyone and everyone in yourself. The suffering of others no longer feels separate from your own. This understanding creates unity, and unity is the essence of divine energy. When your consciousness expands this way, your energy becomes limitless. You stop attracting only for personal benefit and start co-creating for collective harmony. The universe responds to such energy with unimaginable grace. In practical terms, you can begin every day with 2 simple affirmations. Thank you, and may all beings be free from suffering. These words, repeated with sincerity, create ripples in your energetic field. They remind you that gratitude is the foundation of abundance, and compassion is the bridge to peace. Over time, these vibrations become your natural frequency. Even science has begun to recognize the power of gratitude and compassion. Studies show that these states lower stress, enhance immunity, and improve overall well-being. But beyond physical benefits, they transform your subtle body, your aura, your energy field. People who practice daily gratitude and compassion literally emit measurable electromagnetic frequencies that can influence those around them positively. This is why some individuals light up a room simply by entering it. Their energy is pure coherence, the result of a heart attuned to love and thankfulness. To live in gratitude and compassion is to live in alignment with the natural law of the universe. The universe is abundant, generous, and self-sustaining. When you embody those same qualities, you become one with its flow. You stop feeling separate from life and start feeling supported by it. You realize that nothing is missing and that everything you need arrives in its perfect time. In moments of difficulty, remember this: gratitude is not denial of pain. It is the courage to look pain in the eye and still say, "Thank you for teaching me." Compassion is not weakness. It is the strength to remain kind even when the world is harsh. Together, they form the highest energy a human can hold. That energy does not merely attract good things, it transforms everything it touches into something good. When you live this way, you stop asking, "When will my blessings come?" because you realize that they never left. Gratitude opens your eyes to the truth that you are already surrounded by grace. Compassion opens your heart to share that grace with others. And in that circulation of giving and receiving, life becomes effortless. Every time you choose gratitude over complaint, peace over resentment, understanding over judgment, your energy brightens. You become a source of light in a world that often forgets its own. And that light is not only your gift, it is your purpose. The Buddha's wisdom was never about escaping life, but about transforming the way we live it, by turning ordinary moments into pathways of enlightenment through awareness, gratitude, and compassion. If you feel this truth in your heart, take a moment now to subscribe to the channel. Continue walking with us on this journey of awareness, peace, and awakening. The more you nurture gratitude and compassion within, the more the universe opens its arms to you, because those who live with thankful and compassionate hearts already live in heaven, no matter where they are. The law of harmony, aligning your energy with the universe. Everything in existence vibrates. From the tiniest atom to the largest galaxy, the universe is a vast symphony of frequencies, and you, your thoughts, emotions, and consciousness are part of this cosmic music. The Buddha understood this long before science found words for it. He taught that everything is interdependent, connected, and constantly changing. Nothing exists in isolation. When your energy vibrates in harmony with the universal rhythm, life flows effortlessly. But when you resist, when your energy is out of tune, you experience struggle, confusion, and misalignment. The law of harmony is the principle that governs all of this. It teaches that peace, abundance, and good fortune come not from control, but from alignment. In Buddhism, harmony is not something external you must seek. It is a natural state you return to when your mind becomes still. The moment you stop fighting life, life starts moving with you. The energy of the universe is not against you. It's constantly trying to synchronize with your highest self. But your inner turbulence, your attachments, your fears, and your doubts create dissonance that prevents you from hearing the music of existence. Learning to live in harmony means learning to listen, to quiet the noise of the ego so that the deeper song of the universe can be heard within. Imagine that your mind is like a lake. When the surface is disturbed by wind, it cannot reflect the moon. But when the water is still, the reflection appears perfectly clear. In the same way, when your inner world is calm and aligned, reality mirrors your peace. What you call luck or synchronicity is nothing more than energetic coherence, the universe responding to your inner stillness. Harmony is not passive. It is a living state of participation in the dance of existence. You move with the current, not against it. You trust timing, not force outcomes. You act when it feels right and wait when it doesn't. This balance between action and surrender is the art of spiritual alignment. The law of harmony is sometimes called the law of cause and effect in Buddhism, karma, but not in the sense of punishment or reward. Karma simply means that your energy echoes through existence, returning to you in the form it was sent. If you send out impatience, life mirrors that impatience. If you radiate peace, peace finds its way back to you. Harmony is achieved when your inner world and outer actions resonate with compassion, mindfulness, and clarity. Every time you think, speak, or act, you are playing a note in the universal symphony. Your life's melody is the sum of those vibrations. To align with this cosmic rhythm, you must first release the illusion of separation. The ego believes it stands apart from life, that it must fight for survival, compete for space, and assert control. But the more you try to dominate life, the more resistance you create. True strength arises from cooperation with the flow of existence, not from opposition to it. This is what the Buddha meant by the middle way, living in balance, neither clinging nor rejecting, neither indulgent nor ascetic, but in continuous awareness of the unity of all things. Harmony is the natural result of this balanced awareness. In practical terms, aligning your energy with the universe begins with awareness of your thoughts. Every thought emits a vibration. Negative thoughts, fear, anger, resentment, create discordant frequencies that attract confusion. Positive thoughts, compassion, patience, gratitude, harmonize your energy field and invite calm experiences. The goal is not to suppress negativity, but to transform it. When anger arises, watch it without feeding it. When fear appears, breathe through it without fleeing. The simple act of observing rather than reacting restores balance, and that balance radiates outward as harmonious energy. Harmony also requires integrity between thought, word, and action. When these three are aligned, your energy becomes pure. Many people live in internal contradiction. They think one thing, say another, and do something else entirely. This split creates energetic friction that blocks flow. But when your thoughts are truthful, your words kind, and your actions compassionate, you vibrate in coherence. This coherence is what draws good things naturally. People trust you, situations unfold with grace, and even challenges become smoother because your inner and outer worlds are in sync. Buddhist teachings emphasize that harmony cannot exist without compassion. Compassion is the frequency of the universe itself. It is the vibration of life sustaining life. When you act with compassion, you align yourself with the creative power of the cosmos. Compassion dissolves conflict, softens karma, and restores balance. Even small acts, a kind word, a patient silence, a forgiving heart, ripple through the universe, creating harmony that returns to you multiplied. The energy you send out is the energy you live in. Harmony also requires surrender, not as defeat, but as wisdom. The universe has intelligence far greater than human planning. When you insist that life must unfold exactly as you want, you restrict its infinite creativity. But when you surrender, you invite miracles. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means giving in to the divine flow that always knows what's best for your evolution. The Buddha taught that clinging is suffering because it resists the impermanent nature of existence. Harmony begins the moment you stop clinging and start trusting. Surrendering to the flow of life is not laziness. It is active cooperation with reality. You still take action, but your action arises from intuition, not fear. You listen to inner guidance, that subtle voice that comes from stillness. When you are in harmony, intuition becomes your compass. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, receiving the right insights. It may appear as luck, but it is not random. It is resonance. The universe responds to alignment with precision. Nature itself is the greatest teacher of harmony. The sun rises and sets without hurry. Rivers carve valleys without force. Seasons come and go without struggle. Everything follows its rhythm. The human mind, however, often forgets this natural wisdom. It rushes, worries, and demands. But when you observe nature deeply, you begin to understand that patience is not waiting. It is participation in the timing of existence. When you align your energy with the cycles of life, everything begins to unfold more gracefully. In Buddhism, the concept of dependent origination explains how everything arises in relationship. Nothing exists independently, each thing supports another. The rain nourishes the soil grows the seed feeds the bird, and the bird disperses new seeds. Harmony is the realization of this mutual dependence. When you harm another, you harm yourself. When you help another, you elevate the whole. Living with this awareness naturally aligns your energy with the universe because you stop acting from isolation and start acting from connection. Meditation is the gateway to experiencing this harmony directly. In deep meditation, the boundaries between you and the world dissolve. You begin to feel the pulse of the universe within your own heartbeat. The inhalation becomes the breath of the cosmos, the exhalation, its release. This experience is not imagination, it is remembrance, a return to your original frequency. When you emerge from meditation, you carry that harmony into your daily life. Even amidst chaos, you feel centered. Even in noise, you hear silence. This is the true meaning of peace, not the absence of disturbance, but the presence of inner alignment. Living in harmony also means accepting duality. Light and darkness, joy and sorrow, gain and loss, they are all part of the universal balance. To reject one half is to live in disharmony. The Buddha called this acceptance suchness, seeing things as they are without preference or resistance. When you accept both sides of existence, you transcend them. Your energy no longer swings wildly between pleasure and pain. You become steady, calm, and grounded. From this steadiness, life's ups and downs lose their power to disturb you. Another aspect of harmony is authenticity. Many people exhaust their energy trying to be who they think the world wants them to be. They hide their truth, suppress their voice, and live out of alignment with their essence. This internal dishonesty fractures energy. Harmony requires truth. When you live authentically, speaking your truth with kindness and acting from sincerity, your energy aligns with your soul's purpose. That alignment becomes magnetic. The universe recognizes authenticity because it resonates with its own honesty. Falsehoods create static, truth resonates clearly. Gratitude, compassion, and detachment, the virtues we explored earlier, are all instruments in the orchestra of harmony. Gratitude tunes your heart to abundance. Compassion aligns you with love. Detachment frees you from resistance. When these qualities play together, your energy field becomes a song that the universe cannot ignore. Every person you meet, every circumstance you face, begins to dance to your rhythm because your vibration carries clarity and peace. But harmony is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is a continuous practice. Life will test your balance. People will challenge your patience. Circumstances will shake your peace. Each moment becomes an opportunity to return to alignment. This is why mindfulness is so essential. It keeps you aware of when your energy drifts out of tune. The moment you notice tension, resentment, or fear arising, you can pause, breathe, and recalibrate. Harmony is not perfection. It is the art of returning again and again to your center. One of the greatest obstacles to harmony is control. The human mind is conditioned to manipulate, to plan every outcome, predict every turn, secure every detail. But control is an illusion. It isolates you from the flow. When you let go of control, something miraculous happens. Life begins to arrange itself more beautifully than you could have imagined. You start to trust the unseen order behind events. You realize that even delays and detours are part of the divine design. This trust is the heartbeat of harmony. It allows you to move through uncertainty with grace. Harmony also reveals itself through forgiveness. Holding grudges keeps your energy tangled in the past. Resentment is like playing a dissonant note over and over again. It disrupts the music of your soul. But when you forgive, you release that discord. Forgiveness is not saying that what happened was right. It is saying that you choose freedom over pain. It is choosing to let your energy flow again. In that flow, new possibilities appear. You become lighter, and life begins to move smoothly once more. You will notice that when you are in harmony, time itself feels different. Moments stretch, Presence deepens. You stop rushing because you trust timing. You no longer chase experiences, you experience them fully. This timeless awareness is the essence of enlightenment, not a mystical escape, but complete immersion in the now. Harmony brings you home to this moment, which is where the universe always meets you. From a deeper perspective, harmony is love. Love is not merely emotion, it is the frequency of connection that holds everything together. The Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree was a realization of perfect harmony, the understanding that all beings are interconnected through compassion and awareness. When you love without possession, act without ego, and serve without expectation, you vibrate with the energy of the cosmos itself. This love does not seek reward, it gives because giving is its nature. Such love transforms the world around you because it restores the balance that ignorance breaks. Living in harmony does not mean you will never face challenges. Even the most awakened beings experience pain, loss, and impermanence. But the difference is that they do not resist. They allow. They flow. They understand that every experience, pleasant or painful, is part of a greater design leading toward awakening. When you live in this understanding, your energy no longer fights life. It dances with it. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every delay a redirection, every ending a beginning in disguise. To embody harmony, make every action sacred. When you eat, eat with awareness. When you walk, feel the earth beneath your feet. When you speak, let your words carry kindness. These simple acts, done with mindfulness, align your energy with the sacred rhythm of existence. You no longer need rituals to connect with the divine, because life itself becomes the ritual. The sound of wind, the taste of tea, the touch of sunlight, all become teachers of harmony. Harmony also transforms your relationship with success. The modern world defines success as accumulation, more wealth, more recognition, more control. But in Buddhist understanding, true success is alignment, living in a way that your thoughts, actions, and purpose vibrate together in peace. When you are in harmony, you may achieve great things, but they no longer define you. You enjoy them without attachment, and you release them without regret. You no longer chase success, you embody fulfillment. The energy of harmony also makes you a healer, whether you intend it or not. Your calm presence can soothe others. Your balanced energy stabilizes those around you. Without speaking, you influence the field of consciousness you touch. This is why great masters can transform entire rooms simply by being in them. Their vibration recalibrates others into balance. As you cultivate harmony, you become part of this healing network of light that silently uplifts humanity. Finally, harmony brings you to the realization that you are not separate from the universe. You are the universe, experiencing itself through human form. The same intelligence that moves the stars moves through your breath. The same stillness that holds the cosmos exists in your heart. When you truly feel this, fear dissolves completely. You understand that life is not happening to you, but as you. You are the wave and the ocean simultaneously. This is the highest state of energy alignment, unity, consciousness. When your energy vibrates in harmony with this truth, good things no longer appear as rewards. They appear as reflections. The peace you cultivate within becomes the peace you live without. The abundance you recognize internally becomes visible externally. The love you give becomes the love you receive. Life stops being a struggle and becomes a symphony, one you are both composing and listening to. So live gently, move with awareness, trust the rhythm of existence, be patient with timing, compassionate with others, and kind to yourself. Every time you choose peace over fear, truth over illusion, trust over control, you tune your energy closer to the universe's frequency, and when you live in that state, nothing is missing, nothing is forced, everything simply flows. This is how Buddhism teaches you to change your energy and attract good things. By returning to your natural state of harmony, with all that is. There is no need to chase what is already moving toward you. Align, allow, and let your inner silence become the music that calls forth the blessings meant for you. If this teaching has touched your heart, remember to subscribe to the channel. Continue walking with us through this journey of inner peace, awareness, and spiritual awakening. The more harmony you cultivate within, the more the universe harmonizes around you, because the moment your soul sings in tune with existence, everything begins to sing back.